Charlie Lovick's family has lived in Victoria's high country near Mansfield for 150 years, building pubs, farming cattle and becoming renowned horse people. The Lovicks also trained and managed the horses for both Man from Snowy River films. And so Charlie feels a bit responsible for the tree change boom that's occurring in this part of central Victoria.
This country gets in your blood. You can't live in this great lead up to the Great Divide country without it getting into your blood, because it's harsh country, but it's very rewarding as well. So yeah, you really have a passion for it in the end.
While the face of rural Australia is undergoing enormous economic and social changes, one long-standing Victorian high country family believes that traditional practices can survive alongside modern environmental pressures and the gentrification of areas close to the big cities. In 1860, Charlie Lovick's great-grandfather was one of the first pioneers at Merrijig near Mansfield in Victoria. Over the generations, the Lovick family has dabbled in gold, pubs, cattle and most notably horses. Charlie was the master of horse for the two Man from Snowy River films and has taught riding and horsemanship for almost 40 years.
I think if I really think hard about the generations before me, they were innovative people. They weren't to come into an area and just lock it up and say, now this is mine, I won't embrace people coming in behind. But it's probably only in the last 10, 15 years we've seen an explosion of people into this country. And hey, we're probably a lot to blame with it. We were part of that great Australian movie, The Man from Snowy River, and made this country famous.
He's the sort of bloke that pays to listen to, you know, and when you're in this country, he knows it like the back of his hand, whether it be horses, cattle, the bush in general. You know, I've learned everything I know from Charlie.
Righto, gang. From here, you're going to break into a couple of different groups. Now, as I told you before, do everybody know what to do if a horse bucks? Put one hand up, you won't score any points at all. That's right there. And if any of them bolt, don't be frightened to go off, jump off and go and get help. These are my safety points.
So what is it about these horses, these high country horses, and is that part of the stuff that gets into your blood?
It's the exhilaration of the challenge and the partnership between a man or girl and his horse, and the beauty of riding through this country and seeing it 4 seasons every year. And it's really about the partnership. Them old blokes had a horse, and that's all they had, was their horse. And the horse was the means either to survive or to die. And the better the horse you had, the better capable you were of seeing this country, using it, becoming part of it. So it was always a partnership.
Some say you're born with it or something like that. I don't know, just me, I can't keep away, you know. I work with them 24 hours and I'm reading or dreaming about them sort of thing. It's just something, can't get enough, and then if I think, oh, I'll do something different, you know, I'll miss them after a week. They're just, because if you just ask, they'll do just for you, and you give them love, they'll give it to you 10 times back, and just, you know, the fun of having the air go through your hair as you're cantering along, woo, you hear the crackling of the thunder of the hooves and everything. That's, yeah.
One of the most controversial government decisions in Victoria has been restricting cattle in the high country, like Alpine National Park, once a traditional place for the Lovick cattle to roam during the summer months. Whilst Charlie agrees that cattle grazing does have an impact, he believes that the most damage is being caused by people.
Scientifically, they might be able to say, well, that's change because of this, that or the other. That's fair enough, but the change is minute. If we want to talk about change, let us talk about ourselves. Let us talk about people. People have changed this country and will continue to change it tenfold more than cattle. Cattle didn't start the ski runs. Cattle didn't pollute the area with God knows what. Cattle don't make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kilometres of jeep tracks. You can't just have governments make decisions, because they only go from their people that advise them, and that advice can be badly astray. They don't rely on enough of local knowledge, and I think that needs to be embraced. Me and Glenda love teaching kids about their own country. And they say, wow, is this our country? And I say, of course it's your bloody country. Get out and enjoy it. That's where it'll be saved.
That report from Richard Snashall. Coming up, how many planets are there officially in our solar system?